Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the playthrough. This is episode 48. And in today's episode, we're pretty much just going to be continuing on with what we were doing from our previous episodes, which is smelting down iron. Oh, there was a seagull in our house there. I haven't seen that before. Yeah, we're just going to be continuing on from our previous episodes where we were just smelting down iron, cutting down trees, all of that good stuff. We are currently in our upgrade process for iron, so we're smelting down everything we brought back and building all of the good stuff. So yeah, we're going to continue on with that. We have quite a lot of iron bars ready to go as it is. First things first, we need to organise inventories because we still have a lot of things that need to be moved around. So we're about halfway done with iron smelting currently. And we do need to gather some more wood and start crafting some things. We have a lot of stuff to go through. We're probably going to do our usual, which is to focus on things like crafting table upgrades, the forge upgrades, and cooking station, stuff like that. And then we'll focus on things like tools and weapons and gear and stuff. We have built a couple of tools already, which is the iron axe and the iron pickaxe. The iron axe we made because we were cutting down trees and it just made sense to have the next level of axe to do more damage and to make it a little bit quicker. And then we made the pickaxe because we are probably going to have to go back and get more iron at some point in the future. And we're going to need the next, we're going to need the iron pickaxe for the next biome as well. So they were quite necessary upgrades. I think actually what we're going to do first off, whilst we're smelting some more iron, is we're going to work on the garden a little bit, as all of our carrots and the turnips at the back have completed growing, so we need to pick them all and replant seeds. So we'll crack on with that first. Get ourselves a good collection so we can start cooking some of that next level food. I don't think we've actually made anything with turnips yet, other than the crafting station upgrade. The cooking station upgrade, which was the spice rack. So, yeah, hopefully we've got enough turnips here to start. Maybe we could start showcasing some of these newer turnip recipes. We've also planned a whole bunch of them for seeds, so we'll plant those too. We are 36 turnip seeds, that's quite a decent amount. Not a huge amount of grown turnips though. I think we have 14 in total, I think. 15 in total. 63 carrots though, which is a very good amount. I actually think with these turnips we might just replant them all because it's 15, and I usually like planting 15 of them into seed plants to get more seeds from, so we'll probably just replant all of these actually. I do need to get better at working on the timing of planting stuff in the garden and then harvesting it, because I am a bit slow sometimes. Sometimes it will be sat there for several days before I actually pick them all. We could have been missing out on some food upgrades, but it's not the end of the world. We have been managing just fine on the current level of food we've been using. The carrot recipes have really made life a lot easier in terms of giving us that health and stamina upgrades. So we're doing okay. Haven't really got anything to complain about. It's not like the turnip recipes are that much better. They are better, don't get me wrong. They're just not a huge leap forward. There is one food item that is a huge leap forward that I'm really looking forward to showcasing when we actually get it. But we haven't got that far yet, so for now we're just going to keep on planting, keep on growing, keep building our stocks. We aren't going to plant any of the carrots now because we don't really need any more currently. But we will probably put some of them in the chest. We've at least planted, we have planted some of the carrots, but we've turned them into seed plants so that we can get some more seeds from them. But other than that, we're going to keep the rest of the carrots. Aha, so this item I just hovered over, the cartography table, is something that I haven't really mentioned before. It's a useful item, but it's not something that we're going to be using on a single player world, as the cartography table allows you to share your map with other players. So the way it works is you build the table and then you can upload your map data to the table just by selecting the table, and then other players can go and record their map status as well, but then you can all record the map data that's on the table, which then updates your map and reveals parts of the map you might not have seen, also puts their markers on your map and your markers on theirs. So it just makes it easier if you're playing a multiplayer world and someone's gone and explored the western side of the planet and you've explored the eastern side. That way you both don't have to go to the opposite side and explore that. You can all see what you've seen. Yeah, that's just a quick covering of the cartography table. First table we are building though with our iron is the stone cutter. Now the stone cutter allows us to build buildings and decorative pieces and stuff like that with stone. It also gives us a sharpening stone, which is an upgrade material for a bench. We've just crafted one there. That is the sharpening wheel. We will put that next to the forge, which should then, I think it's the forge, which will then upgrade our forge to the next level. That's pretty much the only use for sharpening stones currently, unless there's any more uses they've brought out in Ashlands, but I think all the way through Mistlands you don't really use the sharpening stones that much, so yeah, it's pretty much only used for a crafting table upgrade. But there we go, you can now see our forge is level 4. We are also going to make use of this stone cutter to craft ourselves, or to build ourselves, a stone building. Decided recently that what I want to do in terms of comfort is move bed and all the comfort items out of this room here, our crafting and cooking room, and we're going to shift it into its own separate building, which will have a nice big bed, and we'll try and maximize the amount of comfort we get from that building. Probably won't do it straight away, but it's definitely something I want to do. We have definitely got the stone for it, with all the piles of stone outside that are worth 50 stone each, so yeah, we'll definitely do that at some point. But yeah, stone cutter and then crafting table upgrades. Quite useful. You will be using the stone cutter a fair bit. There are some other things like this thing here. There are some other stuff you can build. Now this is essentially a fire pit or a hearth. It's just a larger version of a campfire. It does last longer. It takes a bit more wood as well when you're filling it up. But you can have your cooking pot and cooking station and stuff like that over the top of it. As with most stone items and campfires, you can't have them built over the top of wooden flooring. You have to have them on standard dirt flooring or stone flooring, so just gotta knock these floorboards out and place it there. Do need a little bit more stone because we've run out. Just grab those. And we're going to have two side by side. One of them is going to be for our cooking pots and some room for maybe some of the smaller cooking stations, like the little wooden ones we place over a campfire. The second one is going to be for the next level of cooking station, which is this big iron one that we're going to make. It's one of the upgrades we needed chains for. That is this one here, the iron cooking station. Now with the iron cooking station, you can cook 5 pieces at once, and they do cook at the standard rate, but it is also used for cooking larger pieces of meat. We haven't got any yet, but there are some pieces of meat that are too large for the standard wooden cooking things that you can build, the cooking stations, so you do need to have one of these. There we go, place it over the top of that campfire, that hearth. And then over the top of this one, we are going to put our cooking pot. Hopefully we can position it in a way that we can still use it. Yep, cauldron, there we go, perfect. And then maybe, I'm not sure if I will, but maybe we'll put some of the smaller wooden ones on this part here. Not 100% sure, we might do, we might not. With having the big iron one makes cooking a lot easier. Kind of saves a bit of space as well, but we could always put those up if we needed to cook several items at once. I think on a multiplayer server I would definitely do that, but on a single player we should be okay with the standard iron one. We can do 5 at once, so we're pretty good for that. So those are 2 of our main upgrades done currently. We do also need to have a look at some of the station upgrades. There's a spice rack for the cooking station, which we've already made. We don't have anything for the standard crafting table. We have all 3 of the current upgrades, but we do need to make the forge bellows. which obviously we need some more iron for. We also need a bit of wood as well. The thing about the forge bellows is that it's a difficult item to place because it is quite large, so we are probably going to have to move our forge and place it further forward a little bit. We also need some chains for it as well. There we go, just 5 bits of standard wood. We also need some deer hide. There we go, sorted. The forge bellows is usually where I start encountering issues with the placement of upgrades for tables. Sometimes I have to knock them all down because, as you can see, it's quite big, it's got 4 legs and it is quite large. I could place it there, but it is kind of blocking our pathway to those chests on the left, so I might not place it here. Usually what I do with the forge bellows is I try and position it behind the crafting table itself or the forge. Can we get it in here? No, see, this is completely red, so it's just not letting us build it, so we are going to have to do what I think. I could place it in front, but then we'd have to come at the forge from an awkward angle in order to build things. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to knock down all the upgrades currently. We'll leave the sharpening stone there, it should be fine stood there. But we are carrying too much. Can we get that coal? Yes, we can. Right, we are going to have to build the forge, but we are going to build it a bit further forward. There we go, and try and put the forge bellows behind. Can we do that? Is there enough space? Oh, yep, that looks like it is. I want to try and get it dead center so it doesn't look weird when we're looking at it. There we go. Spot on, perfect. And then we can just place our anvils back down, but again, with this, the forge bellows is really big, and in terms of its like placement blocking as well, it really does block quite a lot of room around it. There we go, get the anvils there. And then we also need to place the forge cooler. Where can we put you? You're probably going to have to stand a bit away, so we can't have you there. Need some more space. Yes, we know. Come on. There we go. Can we place it here? A bit further in. Trying to save space, really. I don't want it blocking walkways. There we go. Forge level 5. And there is one more that we can build, which is the forge tool rack. We just need 15 iron and 10 wood. That's one of the reasons we brought the wood over. And we can just map that on the wall behind, and it's not being blocked by anything. Forge level 6, look at that. Big upgrades for the forge. We can now upgrade our iron components, our tools and weapons and armor and stuff, once we've made it. Just having a quick check to make sure I haven't missed anything. I think we're all good. For some reason I'm not hearing the audio very well, although the rain sound is quite loud. I think I've just turned the actual volume of the rain down so it's not too loud. Then I've also turned the volume up on my headset so I can actually hear the game properly. I think it was one of those where I was trying to record it and I kept getting distracted by the actual noise in the background, so I decided to turn it down in game. Because if it's too loud on my headset, then usually it's a bit too loud in the recording as well, which means I have to try and speak a bit louder in order to speak over it. It is awkward trying to work out audio levels when you're recording and then trying to record over the top of that as well. It's just, no one told me YouTube was going to be so hard. I might look at in future trying to record my voice stuff at the same time as recording the video itself. So rather than what I currently do, which is record everything and then I record the video and then voice over it, I could just record the whole thing at once, but I don't know, something we might look at in future. Okay, so I was just having a quick look at the root gear that we can make. We have made the leggings and the harness, which is, I believe, the chest piece. So having a quick look just to see what it looks like. I don't think I have enough materials to make the helmet as well. It looks okay. It kind of does look like you've just got a bunch of leather and then strapped some sticks to yourself. So I'm not really sure how that seems to improve your archery skills, but it does. Armor level is 8 per piece, which isn't too bad. It's an okay upgrade. I think if you're a ranged player, if you like playing with your bow and arrow and you like keeping your distance from creatures when you're fighting them, it's a good upgrade for you to get, especially with it allowing you the freedom of movement as the troll armor. But like I've said hundreds of times, I'm a melee player. I am a sword and board user. I like getting in the face of the creatures I'm fighting, so we are going to make the iron armor set, which will be our main set for progressing forward. After the swamp, we will be going to the mountain with it. So we're probably going to build the full set of iron and then upgrade it as well. If we can, we might have to go and mine some more iron for upgrades, but we'll see what happens. This is why I was talking about needing a lot of needing a lot of iron, because there are a lot of uses for it. And I have mentioned this before, but I will quickly mention it again now that we're onto the iron upgrade part, which is that for the iron armor set, we do need almost double the amount of bars to make each piece of armor. So I believe for the bronze stuff, it was 5 bars per piece, whereas for the iron armor set, we need 10 bars per piece. And it does keep growing above that as well. So the next armor set for metal will, I think, need 20. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it does incrementally grow in terms of the amount that you need, which is why you have to gather more and more and more every time. But it is a lot easier to gather iron, so I'm not that bothered by the amount we have to gather. We have done the majority of it so far, so I'm pretty happy. We've got plenty of iron as well. We could probably make our full set right now. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to make weapons first, I think, or maybe tools. Oh, nope, we are actually going to make a smith's anvil. This is another upgrade for the forge. I completely forgot about this one. Now, trying to find a spot for this one is going to be the fun part. We might just have to plonk it down here and have it sat a bit in the entrance. Come on, give us a bit of space. There we go. Can we put it there? Is it going to be in the way? Nah, that's fine. We can just walk around it. Forge level 7. Lovely. I'm pretty sure that's our last upgrade for now. Smith's anvil. Yep, I think that is everything. Alright, what else can we make? We have unlocked the ability to make thrones, which are the better versions of chairs. These will give you a higher comfort bonus when you're resting. We have also unlocked something called a maypole. Now, this item is only available to be built during summertime in real life, but then once it switches over to wintertime, you get a different version, like a Christmas tree, I believe it is. This is another comfort increasing item. We also have a huntsman bow, which is something I want to build. We'll probably do that now. We are pretty much working on the weapons and armor and stuff now. Huntsman bow is basically just your next level of upgrade from the fine wood bow that we're currently using. More damage, quicker arrow shots, and yeah, I think it uses a bit less stamina as well. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's about the same. Oh, we are missing something. What are we missing? There's the iron armor set. Where's the huntsman bow? It's feathers. We were just missing a few feathers. We didn't take enough of them. Grab 5 more of those, and there it is, huntsman bow. Perfect. Next level of bow. This is probably the bow level I would use to go and fight a sea serpent at sea, if we were planning on doing that, which I definitely am. There we go, you can see the feathers on the end. Very similar charge up speed, but that is due to our level. It seems slightly quicker actually. And it does, as you can see there, it fires the arrows very fast, and they do travel very far, so you can take longer shots with this. Now, today's episode is going to be a bit shorter. I'm going to end it fairly shortly. This was mostly intended on being an upgrade episode, but I believe there was a bit of an issue in the recording which made me have to end it a bit early, so unfortunately we're not going to be going for our usual 30 to 40 minute episode. We are having this one to be a little bit shorter, but we will make some more upgrades before we finish. We've got about a minute left before we end this one. We are looking at making an iron sword. We have our shield. We're just having a look at some of the other weapons and stuff we can make to try and decide what we want. I think sword will be the one we pick, but we'll make that decision when we get to our next episode. But yeah, that is majority of the upgrades and crafting things that you need in order to, from your iron bits, at least to start off with. There we go, iron sword. Uses 20. Oh, no, that was an iron mace. Oh, I made the wrong one by accident. Ah, Jesus. Oh well. Actually, having the iron mace is probably a good idea because of the next boss fight that we're going to be going up against. It is quite. I think it's quite weak to blunt damage. So having a mace is probably a good idea for this next boss that we're going up against. So we'll have a mace. We'll probably make a sword as well at some point. Just going to drop the... If we keep the bronze mace now, we'll drop them in here for now. We don't need them now that we're onto iron. We've got enough iron to kind of make the other items we're going to want as well. So, yeah, I think we're pretty good with the with these for now. Yeah, that is all of the upgrade items we can make currently. We are still needing to craft our armor and stuff, but we'll crack on with that in our next episode. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next episode where we carry on with our upgrades.